two drunks fighting at a bar.
Look at this scene.
He was a phenomenon. The biggest upset in boxing history. You wouldn't even have thought it.
They got Vinatieri and Reigns.
They weren't a team. They weren't cohesive.
You hoe!
I had tears running down my eyes.
It was just a joke. They just beat everybody.
Words do not describe the drama that has just unfolded.
He did that, it blew everybody's mind.
That's what turned that game around.
That's what I did. Whoop his ass.
And welcome to the Sports List. It is going to be a fun show because we're pinning Goliath's arm behind his back and kneeing him right in the groin. What's not fun about that? Yes, it's the top 10 biggest upsets of all time. With less than 4 minutes remaining in what looked certain to be their 89th consecutive victory, the UCLA basketball team led Notre Dame by 11. But the Irish wouldn't go down without a fight, scoring the final 12 points and the number 10 upset of all time. It had been 8 years since UCLA failed to win a national championship and 3 years since they last lost a game when Bill Walton led the Bruins into South Bend, site of UCLA's last loss.
I thought that UCLA was never going to lose.
UCLA was almost getting to the point where it was just a joke. They just beat everybody.
88 of anything in a row is incredible. How many co-eds did the team bang aggregate in that 88 win streak?
At that point, you almost think you're invincible, like, you can beat anybody.
But Notre Dame, led by third-year coach Digger Phelps, wasn't in awe of the 7-time defending champs.
Notre Dame had a nice basketball team. Digger did a real nice job of coaching those guys, and to get them up like that in that circumstance.
Down 70-59, the Irish stormed back with a 10-0 run.
Dantley goes all the way, and they're starting to believe.
On their final possession, UCLA big man Bill Walton was unable to pull out a victory.
The number 1 ranked UCLA Bruins have been upset by the Irish of Notre Dame.
It will go down in history as probably one of the greatest wins ever.
I don't know if Bill Walton would be mad that this is on the list or mad that it's not higher. I just know he'd think it was horrible, just horrible. In a career defined by gripping it and ripping it, the most important drive of John Daly's life was the one he made all through the night to reach the 1991 PGA Championship. The rest is golf and upset history. Big John checks in at number 9.
John Daly, the 1991 PGA champion.
As the 1991 PGA Championship drew closer, Nick Price withdrew due to the birth of his son. And ninth alternate John Daly's number was called to fill in.
I think the biggest surprise there is that John actually was able to walk 18 holes.
John who?
John Daly. John Daly at the 16th.
Daly got off to a hot start and appealed to the average golf fan.
Here's this guy who, just smokes his cigarettes, has his drinks, and spanks the ball, like, far.
Am I playing? Do I gotta stop drinking? No? I'm playing. Okay. All right. I'll be right there. Give me 1 second. We finish that.
You see this guy come in as an alternate, and he took it, man, and he ran with it.
Leading after round 3, Daly never looked back, even with such notables as Craig Stadler, Fred Couples, and Nick Faldo nipping at his heels.
Out to make it official.
But he's just an enigma in a sport. I mean, talk about the anti-athlete,
When John Daly yells 4, he's actually ordering cheeseburgers. The 1985 NCAA title game was supposed to be another victory lap for defending champion Georgetown and Player of the Year Patrick Ewing. But someone forgot to tell the Villanova Wildcats, who claw their way in at number 8.
It's one of the greatest upsets of the NCAA tournament.
The 1985 NCAA Finals saw the reigning champion Georgetown Hoyas set to repeat against the 8th-seeded Villanova Wildcats, a team they had beaten twice already in the Big East regular season.
Remember Georgetown being a dominant team.
Georgetown was led by 7-foot All-American senior Patrick Ewing.
Ewing lams it in.
The Wildcats would have to play the perfect game to take down the defending champs.
They made pretty much every shot they took. And that was the kind of effort it was going to take to win against a Georgetown team that was that talented.
Bounce to Pinckney, who will come up on Ewing. They have been more successful against Ewing than any team I've seen in the tournament today.
And with Patrick Ewing not owning the paint the way he did, they were able to keep the game at their control.
Georgetown was Georgetown at that time, and Villanova and I wasn't expected to do much.
With the game's momentum on the line, reserve guard Harold Jensen became the unlikely hero.
Jensen puts Villanova ahead at the 2:35 mark.
Harold Jensen, 14 points. You know what he's doing now? He's my real estate agent.
Villanova was almost perfect from the floor.
One of the greatest upsets in the history of championship games of the NCAA tournament.
If you're a gambler looking for a sure thing, we guarantee no one will cover the spread when the sports list continues with the biggest upsets of all time.
I'm a recovering alcoholic for 10 years. Tragically, I was, probably drunk that night, so I have absolutely no recollection because I didn't get sober until 94. So thanks for reminding me, and congratulations, John.
How much are you paying for internet service? $21? $23? Aren't you being charged too much? We think so. With People PC Online, you get unlimited internet access for only $10.95 a month. Go to peoplepc.com now to try us free for 30 days and compare us with your current ISP. With People PC Online, you get internet service for less than half of what the big guys cost. And that's just the beginning. You also get more local access numbers than AOL, plus a smart dialer that automatically chooses the fastest, most reliable number. So you always get the best connection. All for just $10.95 a month. Try People PC Online free for 30 days and see for yourself. Go to peoplepc.com for a quick 3-minute download of our easy-to-use software. Or call 1-800-748-0571. People PC Online, a better way to internet.
The best damn sports show period. Weeknights on FSN.
Because Joe had, 300 women waiting for him.
In the perfect upset scenario, the underdog is lovable and the favorite is a huge jerk, which is what made what happened on February 10th, 1990 in Tokyo so hugely enjoyable. At number 2, big bad bully Mike Tyson gets buried by Buster Douglas.
Buster Douglas and my good friend Mike Tyson in Tokyo.
Tyson was such a heavy favorite that I didn't bother watching that fight.
Tyson then was not known for being a sideshow, for biting people's ears and what'll he do next. That was not Tyson's appeal. Tyson's appeal was that he was a phenomenon.
Buster Douglas's mother had just died, and for that night, he didn't care.
I am fighting against an obstacle that is basically at the time unbeatable.
Douglas had this long arm. He's a big, powerful guy, and he kept pounding at him in jabs, and Tyson never liked to be jabbed.
Kept getting my ass, so we kept getting hit. You just kept losing. You know when you're going to lose a fight.
But boxing is one thing where you got to be on top of your game, or else one punch, change it like that, and that's what happened.
Douglas comes back with a left and a right. Back with a left and right. Tyson is wobbling. Stings in. Oh, the uppercut. What an uppercut by Douglas. Down goes Tyson.
Has anyone handled success as well as Buster Douglas did? Because, I think he gained 75 pounds on Tuesday after that fight. He immediately put a tremendous amount of weight on so that they didn't have to fight again.
Let's go ahead and call it the biggest upset in the history of heavyweight championship fights.
What were you going to try to do from the get-go?
That's what I did, whoop his ass.
Sadly, Buster lost his next 2 fights to Evander Holyfield and then Jenny Craig. An upset is only as big as the aura of invincibility around the favorite. When a hockey team has won 4 straight gold medals, that's a lot of aura. The number 1 upset of all time, the 1980 U.S. Olympic hockey team beating the Soviets.
Right now, we're going to begin our coverage of this game between the Soviet Union and the United States.
It was a sliver of the Cold War played out on a sheet of ice in Lake Placid, New York. The country needed a collective boost. There were a lot of bad things going on internationally, and you didn't have to know a thing about hockey to appreciate it.
The USA team had this great spirit, but of course this was the undefeated, the Red Army team. And so it was the little guy against the big guy.
The U.S. Olympic hockey team beat West Germany in the quarterfinals to advance to the semis, where they met their political rivals.
Everybody was a hockey fan for those 2 weeks. Whether people that didn't know anything about hockey, when do we play next?
Though support was behind the U.S. team, no one gave them a chance.
I really never thought the U.S. could win the game until Eruzione scored with 10 minutes gone in the 3rd period.
Hey, Eruzione!
If you close your eyes
and you sit still long enough, I guarantee you will hear those words.
You believe in miracles? Yes! Unbelievable!
The country needed a collective boost, and you never know where it's going to come from, and it just comes from a bunch of fresh-faced kids.
I mean, they could play them 100 times and to maybe win once, and that was the one game, and it all came together.
The look on the faces of the Russian players, almost a look of admiration for what that team has done against them. And to me, almost a look of envy.
I mean, how many of those guys went on to play in the pros? 2, 3, maybe? They're just college kids, overachieving.
The United States amateurs, the college kids, are the best.
It's an amazing phenomenon and something I think has no parallel in my lifetime.
That game was so good, they should make a movie out of it. That's our list. What's yours? Until next time, I'm Summer Sanders.
Valvano's running around looking for somebody to hug. He's got this look on his face like, somebody hug me! And everybody is already in a hug. You know, he's looking for a dance partner for a song that has already started, and there's nobody left to dance with. And finally, he just jumped into the middle of a big pile.